friends, acquaintances, Jerry. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. I'm an artist living in Brooklyn. I like to make content about fashion and music, life, what have you. And like most people, I too was watching and mercilessly judging the looks on the Met Gala carpet last night. I was très inspired to dust off my sewing machine, get out my giant basket of sewing materials that I haven't touched in months, and finally make something out of the curtains that I thrifted for like $3. Yeah, curtains. Here's the hack. Go to a thrift store and thrift sheets and curtains. You can find some great material, interesting patterns, lace, tapestry fabric, things that you're probably gonna pay a lot more for if you go to like a Joann Fabrics. I've gotten most of my material from Savers, and this way you are also being better for the environment because you're reusing things. So I thrifted these two curtain panels. One of them is like a light sage green with these like cream colored flowers on it. I just thought it looked like springtime, and I was like, I want to make a cute little top out of this. The other curtain that I got is this like cream colored lacy grandma curtain, and I was like, I see so much potential in you. I kind of thought I could turn it into a skirt. That was a failed project. Did not go well. You can see I still have the elastic partially attached to it, but I had to abort that mission. That one will not be making it onto YouTube. And the last thing I have that I think I want to incorporate is something I found randomly at a local fabric store here in Bushwick. I didn't know what I was going to use this trim for. I just really liked it. So I have to sketch up some ideas because I have no idea what this top is going to look like. All right. Let's get to work. So I jumped right into sketching out some ideas, and I had to be pretty creative with this because I had limited material to work with, so I could only dream so big, you know? And it was a little hard, to be honest. But eventually I came up with an idea that I liked and was excited about and could definitely do with the amount of material that I had on my hands. So this is what the sketch looks like. And it does change. You'll see there was a mishap. Just stay tuned. Yeah, this is just the trials and tribulations of a very amateur sewster trying their best. So I started off by cutting off the top part of my green curtain. This part was like double-sided, and I was going to use it as that like bandeau part of the top. So I started out by just hemming the edges, making them look nice and clean. And this was when I had to whip out the sewing machine, and I wasn't lying when I said that she's dusty. Dusty, musty, crusty at this point. I have not used her like she should be used more regularly. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. What happened? Oh my god. I got derailed, okay, by myself. Basically, I was working on the top and then realized the next step I wanted to do was put on the buttons, and then I realized I don't have any buttons, so I had to run out and get buttons, but I got distracted doing a bunch of other stuff, and then it got a bit later, and then I just didn't muster up the energy to run that errand. So here we are, and I have to pay the piper and do this errand now. So I'm gonna run out, grab these buttons, and I wanna try and finish this top today. All right, let's go. So when I got back from retrieving le buttons, I got to work sewing them onto the back of the bandeau part. The reason I wanted to start with the buttons was so I could kind of put this top piece on and see where I needed to sew in the little, what are these called? The booby lines? The little booby hem? I don't know. Let me know what they're called. And then it was time to attach the bottom half of the top. And I wanted to do like a pleated design thing. So I started putting my pleats in, and then yeah, I ran out of material. I was pleating too hard. The pleats were pleating, and I had to undo them all. and redo it. But I think it actually turned out better. They look nicer as wider pleats, I think. So, you know, it all happens for a reason. And then I just got to work sewing all the pleats down. This is when I really started to see the vision coming to life. And then another tragedy struck. I have forgotten a very crucial design element, the lace.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I'm not undoing this. It turned out so well. I can't. I can't undo this. It's too much work. I just don't want to. So we gotta think on our feet. I think I'm gonna incorporate this. Instead of here, like I originally wanted, I'm gonna put it at the top here. Maybe this will turn out looking even better, honestly. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, because otherwise I will scream. All right, let's figure this thing out. I basically finished off this day by looking up how to sew buttonholes. I had to look up a little tutorial on it. Thankfully, Singer has a bunch of their own tutorials, and it was actually pretty exciting to learn how to sew a proper buttonhole. It looks so much cleaner than when I do this by hand. All right, it's day 3. We're almost done. I have to add 3 more buttons and the 3 buttonholes. We have the straps, and then we have just a couple like final touches, little details. Let's just jump into it. I think I'm gonna start with the straps, and then I'll do the buttons, and then details. And then we're done. And I'm so excited. It's looking so cute. I tried it on yesterday, like without the straps or anything, and I think this is my best work so far. So I jumped into sewing on the rest of my buttons. I had started by sewing on the first 3 the day before, but I actually wanted to do a set of 6 buttons on the back because I just thought that would be a much cooler design choice, honestly. After that, I moved on to the straps, and this first strap turned out to be a lot more difficult to turn inside out than I originally anticipated. It basically turned into like one of those Chinese finger trap things. So I decided to look up a tutorial on how to do this an easier way for my second strap, and I learned that if you sew a ribbon into the inside, like on one end, you can then turn it inside out a lot faster. And it looks like a cute little snake when you're done. And then I wanted to iron down the straps because they're kind of rounded from sewing them, and I wanted them to be flat. Guys, we are done. It's complete. It's finished. It's looking marvelous. I'm so excited to show you the final result. You can see it hanging up right here. I just shot some like footage of it on a hanger, looking all cute. But I'm gonna try it on as well and get some shots of that. I wanted to do like a whole lookbook style footage for the end of this video where I'm like out and about in Brooklyn wearing the top, but I couldn't find anyone available to shoot it with me, and now it's raining. So we're just doing this inside. I expect you'll see this top in many a photo, many a video, because I'm obsessed, and I think this is my best work in terms of clothes making. The only other experience I have making clothes was 2 other like stay corset style tops, and I used a pattern for them, and they came out decent. Like, they're wearable, but they're a little wonky. They're a little funky, and I haven't worn them like out and about yet. But this top, she's looking sharp, and I'm really excited to wear it this summer. So without further ado, let's take a look at the finished top. Final thoughts on the top. I love this. It's so comfortable. It's so cute. It fits perfect. I think I did a really good job with this one, if I do say so myself. I'm sure there will be many bad makes ahead because I do want to get better at doing things a little more complicated, using different patterns. This is like a very basic top, and to be honest, this isn't typically a shape that I would wear, and I would say my only negative feeling about this top is that it is giving maternity. And that's not really the vibe I ever want to go for. But aside from that, this is like one of my new favorite tops. I think it's so unique because I made it from scratch. It's so comfortable. I love how it fits. The way that I measured the bandeau part to get it to fit very comfortably was I wrapped this top material around myself and then took a deep breath in. And that's where I measured it from. Because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to breathe in this because the material is like, it has zero stretch. Also, if I expand or contract or whatever my body does in the future, I can always move the buttons. I love learning how to alter clothes because I think one of the best things we can do in order to reduce our clothing waste is to learn how to like tailor our own clothes and like make them work for us at different stages in our life. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the top. Unless you're gonna be mean about it, then maybe just keep it to yourself. All right, guys, until next time, bye.